read. Once again, this is my video upload for my first chapter. I chose chapter 1 to start off just to get a feel for the book, The Worshipper's Bride. And this is my activation video. My AP is Mary Kyoko. And this book, it actually starts very, very awesome. The first chapter is talking about worship, Christ coming back for his bride. It was really talking about worshiping God in spirit and in truth, and really entering into that worship realm, not just per se in a church service, but each and every day just being connected to God, and to where we can understand what this chapter talks about, because everyone can't relate to what this chapter was talking about. We have to be cleaned up, purified, in order to worship God really in spirit and in truth. And in my activation video, just to kind of describe what I learned in the actual chapter, one of the verses which I'll read: "Let us rejoice and be glad and give him glory. For the wedding of the Lamb has come, and his bride has made herself ready." So, and this is from Revelation 19:7. And the interpretation of this verse, if you really think about it, at the end of it, it says, "And his bride has made herself ready." So in other words, when we get to this point that chapter 1 is talking about, we are ready to actually enter into this realm. It is not wavering back and forth per se, but once again, worshiping God in all spirit and truth. And when we talk about truth, just talking about biblical worship, sound doctrine. And then the other verse that this chapter went over was Revelation 21:2, and says, "I saw the holy city, the new Jerusalem, coming down out of heaven from God, prepared as a bride, beautifully dressed for her husband." And we all know in the natural, when we get dressed up as a bride, we go all out in the natural. I mean, we make sure every point is on T, from the dress to the makeup to the hair to the shoes that are probably not even seen. Everything beneath the dress is just right. And in that same order, in the natural, we should also do that in our spiritual walk, being ready for Christ. And this is, like I said, the chapter is just talking about really being ready and being that bride that Christ is coming back for. But in the spiritual, we should do the same thing, as far as spiritually being that church without spot or blemish, and really going before the Lord and worshiping him each and every day with our lifestyles, per se, an intimate relationship with him. And so as my activation, you'll notice I have a lot of things around me. And I'm just holding the cross just to symbolize God, just for my comfort, really, because the cross actually has Hebrews, and it talks about God being the same yesterday, today, and forevermore, meaning he doesn't change, we change. But the change that we're talking about in this chapter is really getting ourselves ready, so that when Christ is ready, just as a husband in the natural, when he's ready for his bride, is not saying, "Wait, give me another second. Wait, I need another day. Wait, I need another year," or just some months, but really being ready when Christ is ready to come and to receive us unto himself. So, I have in my hand, of course, the red representing the blood of Jesus, and anything that needs to be cleansed in order for us to enter and be ready into this realm. The blood of Jesus is able to cover everything and cleanse us of everything. He washed everything and cleansed everything, and because of him dying on the cross, we are victorious and able to worship him. We don't have to go behind the veil in the natural. We don't have to ask the priest to go before us. We don't have to do any of that. We're able to go before the Lord ourselves because of what he did on the cross. So we're able to worship and have that intimate relationship directly with him through his blood, through the blood of Christ. And this is symbolizing Christ actually coming back for his church once again. And then you'll notice the beautiful walkway that is presented. But once again, the only people, and this is just my activation, what I saw, the only people that are able to even touch or tap and walk on this walkway are the people who have been cleansed through the blood of Jesus, and they're ready. So the walkway represents the ready spiritual worshipers. And if I were dancing, I would dance on the walkway. And then you'll notice I have on each side of me 2 gold flags that are just representing the glory of God. The glory of God, the realm. And then behind me, you'll see the billows. I would also have all around me just beautiful colors, because heaven is just beautiful, an array of colors, just a burst of God's explosive creation. So that's why I had the billows here. I would have people doing that. And then for activation, as far as music, I probably would start this activation with music only for the comfort of worshipers. Because we shouldn't need music, as the chapter started out, and it told us we shouldn't need music to pump us and activate us. But I would start off using music for the comfort of people, and then I would phase the music out. Hopefully they wouldn't notice that I'm phasing the music out, but I would phase the music out, and hopefully if we have really and truly entered and tapped into God's presence, because his presence is here, we just have to tap in. If we've truly tapped in, we would be intimately deep with the Lord in worshiping in spirit and in truth, to where we wouldn't need the music, and we wouldn't feel intimidated per se if we didn't have the music drowning our worship. We're able to openly worship the Lord, as I hope we all are when he gets ready to come back for his bride. So we are the bride of Christ. And we should be striving to be that bride without spot or blemish, that bride that God is ready for, just beautifully dressed, as the Bible verse says. But in order to do that, we have to be cleansed and washed to the blood of Jesus. So I would also use this in my activation. This is chapter 1 of the Worshiping Bride, meaning us worshiping the Lord. And this is my activation, Kathryn Reed, level 2. Blessings.